Usagi Drop, a 2011 anime about a man named Daikichi who is going to his grandfather's funeral, only to find out that his grandfather had an illegitimate child who is very young. During the funeral, however, his family makes up what I assume are excuses. Well, some of them are older, which I understand, or that they cannot work and take care of a child. And he puts that aside and he realizes, do you know what? I have friends who are parents and they fucking work all day too. So Daikichi decides to go ahead and bring it upon himself and take care of the little girl Rin and takes her home with him, even with the protest from his family. I really enjoy this series so much. I especially love how the children are portrayed. They're voiced by actual children. They have a child that belongs to the cousin of Daikichi who is a bit of a brat, and they do show her, I think, rather well. She's bossy, she picks on Daikichi. She also takes credit for the yarn tricks that Rin is able to do and asks for her to just hand it over and then goes and portrays it as if she did it all on her own, like an actual bratty child would. It's never malicious, she's never mean to Rin, she's just obviously a brat. And as for Rin, I love her. She's very polite, very smart. I love how she's very independent. She knows how to feed herself. She knows how to make food. And I love her all-around character. I love Daikichi. He is the epitome of what I would love to see more in anime when it comes to certain father figures. He drops everything that he can for her. He buys her new clothes that he knows that she needs. He buys her a bed. If he has questions about it, he knows a coworker that he works with who is a single mother is willing to go ahead and lend her hand over. He tries really hard to be a good dad. There is an incident where she accidentally pees the bed, and in the middle of the night she decides to go ahead and change her clothing. She tries to dispose of her evidence only to have Daikichi wake up just in time. Right where she thinks she's going to get punished for peeing it, he reassures her that it's an accident, that things happen, and he takes her in with a warm embrace, and if anything, he lets her know that it's okay. I also really enjoy that when he takes her up and completely adopts her, that he doesn't just automatically change her last name. He gives her the option of whether she wants to change her last name or not. To me, that's very considerate as a person taking care of a small child. I adore it. And even in the small details, such as having this tree tradition that his mother started of getting them a tree that would grow with him, he decides to go ahead and do the same for her, getting her her own tree. He even allows her to plant some of the flowers that were from her father's garden. He also shows that he's a really good dad potential. Like, they have this little school song that they perform in front of the parents, and he's trying to record it off of his cell phone. Along with all these other parents, they're also trying to do the same with camcorders or taking photos. I think it's absolutely adorable. I also really appreciate the fact that he is so kind to her. And even when he first drops her off at a daycare, knowing that she's frightened or very uncomfortable in this situation, he goes and he pinky promises her that everything will be fine. And when he comes back, he'll make sure to take her home and take good care of her like he has been. One thing I would like to address is the portrayal of the mother. Obviously, when he first sees her, he recognizes her right away as Ren's mother. They look so much alike. And even though she does seem like a nervous wreck, she is a mangaka and she works hard. She's obviously kind of stressed out over her job. And she does come across as kind of a bitch. Like, she gave up her child because she wanted to do with her own ambitions. But every time she meets with him, he gives her a photo of her daughter, and no questions asked, nothing against him. She takes the photos from him. He even expresses how she's getting into art like her, and she's very talented. And you could tell that she's trying to brush it off to seem cold-hearted. It was a very difficult decision for her to make as well, knowing that the man that fathered her passed away, that her career is booming, and for her, she felt that decision of either her career or her child, and decided to go with her career. But there is even a scene where Rin and Daikichi go to clean her father's grave, and she's there hiding in the bushes, absorbing her daughter, and you could see like this almost regret, but it's so loving to her knowing that she's getting well taken care of. I recommend this anime full-heartedly. It's very charming, it's very positive with how they treat Rin as well as the situation that they are given. I would love to see more animes like this with families coming together and that it can show a lot of love